welcome back to Morris's Outdoors. We just got back from the Groats Trail, which ran from Groats in Scotland to Inverness, 147-mile trail through hike. We did it over 10 days, and I'd just like to share with you what's in my kit. We go over what went well, what didn't go so well, what I definitely take next time, what I wouldn't take next time, any kit failures or breakages we had. Yep, stay tuned. So first of all, everything was packed into my Atom Packs EP60, the Mo EP60. I think they've changed the name now to the Prospector. This is a bespoke pack to my torso. So we go over the outside first. Got my sit pad, always stays handy on the top. My bum bag, which is the Atom Packs Thru. I normally wear this around my waist, but during the trail, because I took my drone and some other filming devices, I had to wear my chest pod, and it didn't work well with the chest pod and the bum bag. So I learnt from Good Bloke Outdoors, Liam, just done the coast to coast. He's just done the coast to coast. Simple little hack: just carry a bum bag around your rucksack, so it acts as extra space. Worked out really well. So in here I had everything close to heart. I have a microphone, small Swiss Army knife, my electrolyte tablets, baby wipes for obvious reasons, Bic lighter, a mini Bic, and a mini torch. On the outside of the pack as well, this is Jeff. My name's Jeff. This was my son's mascot toy I sent with me to remind me of him, and he wanted him to go on the journey as well. Sun hat, mountain equipment, very lightweight. Hardly know you're wearing it or carrying it. We did have a lot of good weather in Scotland for a change. Normally it's raining or windy when we go. But yeah, it was like California or Spain. The last day it rained. We'd finished the trail by then. I think the only time we used the waterproofs was when it was cold and windy. Keep my flip-flops on the back when we get to camp at night. Just a simple cheap pair of Primark ones. If you lose them or break them, it doesn't really matter. Wear them in the showers as well, if you're in public showers. Keep my spork for eating, titanium spork. Always keep that handy. Get my drone. This is the DJI Mini 3. Thought I'd use it. Didn't use it once, unfortunately. This was due to mostly coastal walking, so there's a lot of protected birds. Didn't want to kill the birds, didn't want to lose the drone as well. And it was very windy. Even though it was beautifully sunny, we had a lot of wind. So carried it, but didn't need it in the end. Shammy cloth for drying the condensation out your tent in the mornings. This paid in dividends because every morning, well not every morning, but most mornings we had condensation, so you wipe the tent with this, gets most of the water off, so you're not carrying extra water weight, and you can put your tent away, if you do it early enough, dry, rather than carrying it wet all day. So yeah, cheap little thing, pays nothing. On my water filter, a Catadin B3. Again, didn't need it. Thought we'd need it, but we didn't need it. Plenty of water sources along the way. I think it was only one day where there wasn't a lot, but we survived between town and next town. White powder, it looks suspect, but it's not. It's talc. So I normally carry a bottle of talc, which is obviously cumbersome and waste of space. So this is a good idea I got off another YouTuber. Just literally put your feet in the bag at the end of the day to dry your feet out overnight, and then you don't spill any talc all over your tent by tipping it and shaking it all over your feet. My secret weapon. I think it's leaked. Obviously I haven't emptied this bag since I got back yet, so I wanted to keep it for you guys. So this was my secret weapon for energy. It's honey with manuka and vitamin C. I just had a couple of squirts of this in the mouth every morning, either before breakfast or after, just to give me that bit of a boost. Because on the coast to coast I got run down a bit and didn't have enough calories on board and was quite ill after. So this kept me semi-healthy throughout the trip. That's the expanded pouch done. Side pouches. Had my selfie stick and tripod. A regatta packer mat for when it rained, or we only put it on really when it was windy, just to keep the chill of us when we had a break. I got fed up of taking high-end Gore-Tex bulky jackets. A 25 quid packer mat does perfectly for any trail. At the end of the day, whether you got the high-end Gore-Tex, which I have, or the cheap packer mat, you still get wet on the inside, so may as well not carry the extra bulk in the first place. On the other side, a tent peg bag. I'm using 4 tent pegs to peg out this ground sheet, which are 4 Eastern 9 inches, which I use for the main part of the tent. And these are 200mm carbon fibre from 3FUL, 12 of those for my Durston X-Mid. This is my ground sheet for the Durston. These little clips are a godsend. I got them from the NEC Health and Safety Show before we went. Some guy was 3D printing them and he chucked me a handful. Brilliant for clipping on items to your backpack. They weigh nothing. Let's go on the other side now. There's my 1 litre water bottle. So we filled this up for carrying to camp. With Durston carbon fibre Z-poles, ready to deploy the tent with. Osprey backpack cover. Like I said, didn't need it, but you can't leave home without one. And a small sensitive tube of factor 50, which we did need. Got burnt to hell on the first day. Burnt my hands, my nose, wasn't expecting it in Scotland. Back to the front, I've got my sports water bottle. This is an 850 litre. I did start on the day one with 2, I think they're 750s or 600, no 600s they were, of the Owl Pitcher water bottles. I dropped the one the first day, smashed the lid. Dropped the second one on the first day later on in the day, broke the lid as well, but it was salvageable. So I started off with that, and then I realised I could get a slightly bigger water bottle in my expandable pouch. So I went with the 850. And then in this pouch, I normally bought a Lucozade Sport or a Powerade just to give me a bit more extra go-go juice throughout the day. Right, side pouches. Remnants of brisket bars. These were quite good for breakfast if you want to go. Got my midge hat handy. Kept my smidge head net handy all times. We did have midges, I'll go over that later. Pocket washing line from sea to summit. This is a brilliant bit of kit. We put it out, it's about 10 metres long, and hang all your washing up between trees or anywhere really, fence lines, tents. Dried our clothes well. What's left of a peanut brunch bar. This was my favourite trail snack on the day. The other side we've got the spare guy lines from sea to summit. These are quick deploy ones, so if we had a lot of wind or bad weather, then I could easily attach those to the tent quickly, and they come off quite quick as well. And then my first aid kit, we've got Vaseline, Leuco tape for your feet or blisters. We've got some Compeeds in there for blisters, tick pliers, Burofen, paracetamol, anti-diarrhea, allergen tablets, because I do suffer with hay fever in certain areas. Didn't have to use the blister plasters this time, thanks to the new Ultra boots. I'll do another review on them later. And last but not least, a small bottle of spray on smidge, which we did need. Fits nicely in the pocket. Right, that's the exterior of the backpack done. Let's go inside. So first to deploy was the Durstone X Mid 2-person solid tent. This is the new darker green version, 2025. Brilliant bit of kit. Believe it or not, that's the whole tent, inner everything. It's packed down smaller than that. Weighs 980 grams, so bit of faff to put up in if you're in a uneven ground. But you'll see on if you look at my John Groats day one video, I did a bit of a review with some modifications I've made to it. So if you want to have a look at that, head over to the link at the end and you'll be able to see that video. Flexdale pillow. I took 2 pillows. This is a little Osprey pack bag. I just put all my dirty clothes in that before we got a chance to wash it, so it's segregated from your other kit. Foil blanket from Highlander. That went between my air mat and my tent, one to protect the tent. One to protect the air mat from sticks and twigs and piercings and thorns, so I don't want to pop my air mat. And 2, it reflects the heat back at you, so it gives you an extra layer of warmth. Right, got a bag of clothes now. This is where I probably could have saved a bit of weight. So I wore exactly what I'm wearing now, which is my Revolution Race RP trousers. They're a bit heavy duty for summer walking and hiking, but they're stretchy where they need to be. The heavy dutiness actually saved us a bit through the gorse. There's a lot of gorse in Scotland, but obviously we didn't know it was going to be like Spain, so yeah, it was a bit hot. My Morris's Outdoors t-shirt. This is a base layer t-shirt, so it keeps you cool, and if it gets wet it dries pretty quick soon, so I wore this most days. Got a second Morris's Outdoors t-shirt. This is a slightly different design. This is printed rather than embroidered. Drop me a comment if you'd like one. They're both designed and from years of experience hiking, so nice and cool, lightweight and moisture wicking, and they dry real quick. I also took long johns for the night, Arc'teryx. Always keep a dry layer for getting in the tent at night. I should have a top as well. Somewhere. Yeah, base layer top for at night time in the tent. Couple of pairs of boxer shorts. These are step one, so these are made of recycled bamboo. They're really good for hiking because they got like an anti-chafe material in the crutch. So if you do long distance hikes and you know that what I'm talking about, the gas rash or the groin chafage, yeah, these avoid that as much as possible. So expensive, probably 10 or 12 pound a pair, but I only keep them for when I go hiking. I don't wear them normally. Light pair of shorts, I think I wore them twice, but then we could only wear them really when we knew we were road walking most of the day, because there was brambles, ticks, gorse, all sorts of things. So, but they're nice to put on at night after you've had a shower and just chill out in the campsite. Lightweight pair of shorts. Took a spare base layer, OMM. Lightweight, keeps you warm. Like I said, moisture wicking, dries really quick. I took my sun hoodie. It's a Helly Hansen one. Other brands are available, but this is very light. It's almost like a tea bag material. UPF 50. So yeah, just keeps you out of the sun. You'll probably see this on my video if you watch the video. Actually, the only thing that got burnt on day one was my hands from there down, because I never had no protection. Great bit of kit though. If you don't like wearing sun cream like me, I only wear it when I have to, because I've got sensitive skin and I come up with all blisters. So I wear a sun hoodie when I can, and then if I have to, I'll put a bit of sunscreen on. Just woolly beanie for the night time. Didn't wear it in the daytime, obviously. And in Scotland, it wasn't used to the light, so it didn't get dark at all really till about 12 midnight till 2 AM. So I rolled this down over my head. Bit of darkness, it's comfy, keeps your head warm, so I could sleep. Couple of pairs of socks. These are Darn Tough. Swear by Darn Tough. Get some Darn Tough socks, everyone. They never give you blisters. The second pair of Darn Tough. So, watching Liam from Good Bloke Outdoors doing his coast to coast videos, he swore by these Injinji toe socks. They're a liner, they're very thin. So I bought these. Wear them underneath your main socks. I've always known the 2-sock rule, but sometimes your feet get really sweaty. But these are very thin, very lightweight, and then wear these on top, so when your feet rub, they rub against the sock rather than rubbing against your skin. And it worked a treat. I didn't get one blister. 147 miles. Tidy. There's my microfiber towel for showering, etc. Small, lightweight, packs down to nothing, dries really quick. I took a pair of, after the coast to coast where we got trench foot, because we had wet feet for probably 7 days out of 11, I bought a pair of sealskin socks before I went, which are waterproof. But I didn't use them, so these are still yet to be tried in anger. But better to have them and not need them than need them and not have them, so I took them. I think that's the clothes. Oh, another pair of boxer shorts there. That's the clothes done. This was a OEX combination dry bag and compression sack, which is quite rare apparently. Everybody keeps asking me where I got it from. So I put, if my tent was wet, so if the outer was wet, I would put that in there, compress that, and then put the inner of the tent in my normal Durstone bag to separate them, so when we get to camp at night the other's not wet, so that worked well. Food bag, this would have been full obviously, that was full when I left, so a lot of extra weight, but I've got 2 meals left, which is the real Termat dehydrated meals. I think I got pulled pork with rice, or 2 pulled porks with rice. My favourite was the kebab stew or kebab grit, which I obviously ate those. I always kept 2 for emergencies because you never know when you're going to get a meal next. Luckily, most days there was a co-op or a Spar, or every other day there was, so, or a chip shop you could fuel up. Wash bag, bit bulky, but everything's in there. Deodorant, bar of soap, toothbrush. This is a down pouch, so I keep my power bank in there. I use a 20,000 milliamp hour Anchor power bank. I think I had to charge it twice during the trip, so that worked really well. Keeps it warm, stops it get cold getting to it. And then that bag also doubles up as keeps your meal warm when you cook your meal. Electricals bag. So I got my tiny pump for blowing up your airbed. Doubles up as a light. Couple of chargers. Multiple cables for Android and Apple devices. You keep that in a little dry bag to stop the moisture getting to it. My cook kit. This was the Toaks Titanium 750 mug. Got the Cecil Summit pop-up cup. Obviously the lid of the pot. My little silicone pot holder for picking up hot items. Mini Bic. We've got the stove itself, which is the Pocket Rocket Deluxe. This boils water really quick, 2 or 3 minutes. Got a piezo igniter built in. All fits inside the pot. A tin of gas. Got a little pot stand that folds out from a jet boil. Obviously the titanium cup. You've seen these before, everyone. Cheap, lightweight, does the job. Something I bought after when we got back to the Cairngorms was this little Optimus heat shield that clips onto the Pocket Rocket. Well, it's universal, it clips onto most gas stoves. So I didn't have a heat shield when I went, which was I had to borrow my friends now and again because it was a bit windy. But so I bought this at the end, so don't include that in this kit review. Some coffees and hot chocolates for the evening and mornings. Mostly 3-in-1s. My airbed was a Thermarest Neo Air X-Therm, the long and wide, or maxi as they call it. Keeps you warm, it's got an R value of 7 or 7.2. Some nights it was too warm actually, so I wish I took my R value of 4 mat, but yeah, it worked. My Trekology XL pillow. So this is a beast. It fits the whole width of the pad. So I strap that on first, and then I used the flex sail pillow on top, which you'll see in the video if you watch my part 1 John Groats Trail video. Latter part of the trip I used my down jacket in a pillowcase. It was a bit more comfier. That worked well too. So there's my quilt. So that's the Ice Flame quilt from about 3 years ago. Yeah, it's summer now, so it was warm, fine, lightweight. I don't like sleeping bags, they're too constricting for me, being the size I am. And then last but not least, I've got my down jacket. This is a Simond one, just light, packs down to nothing. And then that all fits into a 100 litre Osprey dry bag. So even though the Atom Pack is supposed to be made of waterproof material, I always put everything in there just as a backup, because the seams or stitching could leak. And when you've got your backpack cover, the water generally covers 2/3 of the backpack, and the water can still get down between here and your back and soak your back and the backpack. So yeah, I always carry that. Doesn't weigh much really. Some people use a trash bag or a Niaflume bag. And then my sealskin gloves, which also I didn't need till the last day when we went up the Cairngorms mountain. But obviously that wasn't part of the trail. So yep, that's it everyone. Backpack's empty now, bar my water. Oh no, I'm telling him a lie. Waterproof trousers, he says. So I got the little pocket on the bottom of this. You just pull your waterproof trousers out. So these are the Berghaus Deluge 2, or stripper trousers as I call them. So literally go straight up to there, so you can just put your leg through without taking your boots off. Quick, easy access, easy to put on and take off. They're a bit chunky. I could probably do with some Gore-Tex pack-like ones, but I know they work, so I always take these. I've had these for about 4 or 5 years. Right, that's it. And then obviously we've got the Atom Packs Mo EP60. Great bit of kit. Weighs about 980 grams empty. I used to have an Osprey Atmos 65 before that, but that was way heavier. Okay, so that was my kit. It totaled up to about 20 kilos with the 3 litres of water that I carried and all the extra food, and that obviously it got lighter throughout the week. So any breakages? My sunglasses. I lost my sunglasses on day 2 because the little screw came out. So they stayed in the backpack until we got back and I bought a new screw. I ripped my Atom Pack, my own fault. Caught it on a barbed wire fence. Luckily I took some tenacious tape, so I patched it up, stop it ripping any further. We took a wrong turn. We were supposed to go down across a bridge, and we took a wrong turn. We ended up in a railway, on a railway bridge, on a railway line, and we had to do a bit of a stand by me and run down the railway line and get off over the fence, and I ripped it. So probably a bit of karma really for being stupid. Yeah, gutted really, because it's a little hole, but that backpack's perfect. It's done me well for 4 long distance trails now. I've had it 2 years. I don't know whether Atom Packs will take it back and maybe do a proper repair for me, because I'd hate to lose it. If anybody knows in the comments if they will, just drop me a comment if you've had your Atom Packs repaired by them. Any other issues I had? glasses, backpack. Oh, we lost my trekking poles, so I take my carbon fibre lecky trekking poles and I broke them. The rubber end stops come off, I went down a drain, and then I lost the other one on the cliff. But they're easily replaced, they're only a couple of quid for some rubber stops. I wore my mountain equipment windproof jacket when the weather was a bit cooler, just in the mornings and when it was windy and when we stopped for breaks. That usually sat on the back of my pack. And I wore my Osprey chest pouch most days. So this had all my camera equipment, my microphones, my my drone controller, which I lugged that whole way, but obviously didn't need. So that was an extra weight again. Spare batteries, etc. Lip balm, anything you wanted quick at hand. Yeah, definitely a good one, that one. I won't live without that again. Yeah, my lucky trekking poles. These are brilliant, help you get up the hills, down the hills. I use them at night if the tent needed a bit of extra support. And obviously a backup, even though I took the Durston Z poles, which are carbon fibre, weigh nothing. The tent's designed to work with these trekking poles upside down, and I didn't really like that. But obviously if those carbon fibre poles did snap, then I got these as a backup as well. Even though I use trekking poles on most of my hikes, because it saves your knees and gives you traction, etc. So yeah, so these are the Lecky carbon speedlock poles. I've had these about 4 years now. Tidy. So one thing I took for the midge defence was a new secret weapon of mine. It's not so secret really, it's been out for years, but the smoking midge. It's a little device some clever man has invented. So it's basically a tin. And inside the tin you've got 4 little spikes like drawing pins. You purchase these little fibre cones, stick one on the cone, light it, blow it out like a joss stick, put the lid back on quickly. You can wear it on your armband, and it puts out all the smoke that the midges hate, and it keeps you midge free. I didn't wear it on my arm because I had short sleeves most of the time, so it will get hot, so be careful. But I just put it in my vestibule of my tent, and the midges left us alone most nights. So yeah, it's a bit bulky for a long distance hike, but if you're into bushcraft or just wild camping overnight, don't mind carrying an extra bit of weight, give it a try. I'll put the link in the description below. I'll put the full kit list in the description if anybody's interested. Right, I think that's it, everyone. Thank you for watching. That was my review of the kit I took on the Groats Trail. We started on the 14th of May, which was 150 miles from Groats to Inverness. If you like what you see, please consider giving it a thumbs up or comment below. If you've got any questions about the kit or the trail, please consider subscribing because it really helps the channel. I've got 100 subscribers now, and I only started this YouTube journey in January, so I'm quite chuffed with that. But every little bit helps. Once we get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, things should change. So thanks for watching, stay safe, be kind, and I'll see you next time.
Woo!